Productions. Yeah.
Man, so name something just for the record, so we get the record on the records.
So
the record's on the record.
right,
Like,
right,
what was
right.
some of the what were those records you did with Donald?
That, of course, we did, of course, Tri-City, the Tri-City Records as well. Karen Clark. We did 2 songs on Twinkie's Masterpiece record.
Really?
And we did some film work on the movie The Associate with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh yeah. Wow.
What else? The T.D. Jakes Sacred Love Songs record.
Really? Which ones did y'all do on that?
The whole record.
Y'all did the whole record.
Yeah, that was it. So I think Bishop Jakes did maybe. I think he did 2 like love songs records or something.
Yeah.
He did the first one.
Y'all did the first one. So y'all did the whole record.
The whole record. Yeah.
So what? So you were doing the production on most of it.
Yes.
So you are my ministry and Sad the Sheets.
Myself and also Danny Witherspoon.
And Danny. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And the Rodney Bryant.
Rodney Bryant. Yeah.
He's a keeper record.
Gosh. Now you were playing live on these records and stuff too, weren't you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's you on keys on We Offer Praise.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. So going back even to try. So what were? Because I know you and Kevin Bond were kind of tag teaming the Donald Lawrence stuff.
Yep. We were on the when I came in. They were out. I was in maybe a year and a half before going into the Bible Stories record. And so not too long afterwards, Kevin went on to do some other work. And so I became, him of the production and Donald's MD at that time. And
so Encourage Yourself, all of those records, all of those iconic songs that Donald did.
Man, so that Never Seen the Righteous.
Never See the Righteous.
When the
That's you on key.
Yeah. And so the funny story behind that.
You gotta tell it. You gotta tell it.
I had shared that once before. So we were doing rehearsals for that record at it was a studio here in town called Reflections at the time.
Yeah.
They bought a church down the street from them, so we were doing our rehearsals there. And in rehearsals, all I was really rehearsing on was I was on a Wordly. They have a Wordly there.
Yeah.
So I hadn't bought anything else in there. I was just rehearsing on that. For us to get the foundation and everything done, sketched out. So while going over the Never Seen the Righteous, Donald said, he said, I need you to give me another intro. Because at the time, I really hadn't come up with anything. I was just kind of doing something for the choir.
Right.
So because of the way I came up with the intro was the influence of the sound of the Wordless, because it made me play that way.
Right. Right.
So and that became the intro.
You don't understand how, because let's see, when this song came out in when? 90. I know it was the 90s.
Yeah. That was, what was it? Was it 98 or something like that?
That's what I remember. High school. So I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That intro probably changed. That whole song probably changed my entire perspective on like gospel music at the time. I remember as soon as I heard that, when that intro would come in, I was like, "Oh, we doing that for offering this Sunday. We doing that. That's the offering song. We playing that. I don't care if the choir know it or not. We doing that. We doing that song."
So I'm gonna give you another tidbit then. So in doing, I don't know, are you familiar with the song "Heaven" that we did on Karen Clark?
Yeah.
So initially, we really wasn't supposed to do that song. So I think Donald was actually saving it for Tri-City.
Okay.
We had already learned it and been rehearsing it in the whole nine. So that song, we really just kind of did that song as a fill-in in the break for Karen to do her change.
Okay.
So which is why those that got the video it's not necessarily on the video because she didn't sing it that night.
Ah.
You know, and in that, I said that because I brought that up in relations to the Karen record.
Yeah. And it's the one that was Finally Karen, right?
Finally Karen.
Finally Karen.
And we actually ended up doing 2 or 3 of Karen's record. But I always vowed my inspiration as it relates to playing style is from Thomas Whitfield and Oscar Peterson.
Yeah.
And I know I hadn't mentioned Karen, but I'm coming back to that.
Yeah.
So the way I was turned on to Thomas Whitfield, this particular song, Nobody But Jesus, I had already heard the song at the GMWA. The songwriter, Stephen Roberts, he presented it to the choir that year and they recorded it. So every morning getting up for school, I'm in high school at the time, I would always have the radio on the gospel station, you know, getting ready. And I heard this intro, boom, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. So then I heard her started singing, and I'm like, wait a minute, this song sounds familiar. But, you know, I'm not familiar with this arrangement.
Time, yeah.
So I was in awe. I called the radio station. I remember at the time that they called them DJs.
Yeah, DJ. Yeah, radio. Disc jockeys.
Yeah, Mr. Willis H. Crosby called him, and I asked him who was playing and produced that song. He pulled the record out and told me it was a guy by the name of Thomas Whitfield.
Wow.
I remember after school, I went to our local record store.
Record store, yeah.
And bought everything that had Thomas Whitfield name on it.
Wow.
You know, and from there, you know, like I said, you know, that inspired me. And of course, you know, I was on to Oscar Peterson. So having said that, back to the Karen thing. So I had always vowed that if I was doing like a whole project, if I had room out some way, I'm going to pay homage to Thomas Whitfield. Dang. So as it relates to Bomb and Gilead,
yeah,
that was my so Whitfield, even though it doesn't necessarily sound like it, but my inspiration behind the groove to that as well was behind Thomas Whitfield.
I can hear it now.
You know, the boom, 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 you know, that's Whitfield. Yeah. And just put a groove to it, you know. Yeah, so.
I mean, like I said, so many, and then y'all did what? Acknowledge Your Presence. We acknowledge your presence. So.
Now, yeah, and that was on her Heavens Are Telling record.
Heavens Are Telling record, yeah.
Yeah, the one with Mary.
Dang. And that's what I'm saying. So this is the crux of the meat of what I wanted to get into. I mean, Praying Spirit.
Yeah.
You don't understand how these records shaped not just gospel as a whole, but even as me, like how you were listening to Thomas Whitfield. We were listening to y'all guys and what y'all were doing. Wow. And it was shaping like the foundation of where everybody is right now. All of those chord change, like man, because this is back in the time where, you know, this was before CDs, we still had tape. Yeah. We still had, you know, and then if you had a Walkman, you was as my grandma would say, you walking in tall cotton.
Most
you know,
definitely,
if you had a CD player, if you had a Walkman, you was really doing it.
Exactly.
And so we yeah, man, I can remember listening to all of those records, man. Just boop, boop, rewind, boop, boop, rewind. And like you said, we go to FYE, you sit there for hours with the little headphones on, looking at the back, looking at credits. Yeah. Cedric Thompson, Kevin Bond, all these different names. You be like,
Most
man,
definitely.
These guys are like the giants right now.
I appreciate that.
And so like and the fact that I'm just sitting here with you now is just, like, it's crazy to me after like knowing, and then like I said, I wanted to be able to highlight all of those things, but I know that's just the tip of the iceberg of all of the stuff that you have touched throughout your career. I mean, you know, you did Micah Stampley.
I did Micah Stampley's first record.
Holiness, all of that.
Yeah, and that was I had a great time doing that record. It was challenging.
Okay.
The reason being because he sounded so close to.
I'm excited to reveal something game-changing for us and for you as producers and musicians. I want to introduce to you Peculiar Sounds version 2. We've introduced standalone mode, allowing you to use it independently from any DAW. You can now blend up to 2 sounds to create rich and complex textures. We added in 2 brand new effects, the Lo-Fizer and the Mod Filter. The Lo-Fizer gives you instant lo-fi vibes with just a button, while the Mod Filter adds dynamic movement and flow to any sound you apply to. And we also added the innovative new MIDI browser that provides you with hundreds of chord progressions, melodies, and drum loop MIDI files that you can drag straight into your DAW. And as a bonus, V2 now includes Sounds Off the Block expansion for totally free, bringing the total to over 400 patches. So as you can see, Peculiar Sounds V2 is not just an update, it's a revolutionary new plugin. So make sure you check the website right now and you can get your hands on this game-changing plugin.
I had a great time doing that record. It was challenging.
Okay.
The reason being because he sounded so close to Donnie McClurkin.
Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah.
So the challenging part of that was to be able to create and display his own identity.
Yeah.
You know, so
y'all definitely found it. Man.
Yeah. Credit to Mike as well. Great pens.
Yeah.
And writing songs in the whole nine. So had a great time doing that record, and that record actually it broke a record. Well, actually set a record for the highest charting record as a new artist.
Yeah. Yeah, because he came out literally swinging.
Yeah.
Like, boom. Like.
Yeah, and with a War Cry, and they later. I don't know if you remember those guys. The movies. They had a few series. The something war. I can't remember, but they included that song in the movies.
In the war, yeah. This is a War Cry.
Yeah.
So they got movie placements, all of that stuff like that within the middle of all that. Gosh, man. I mean, what was some of the? So I mean, just some other notable records around that time that you can think of that maybe people may not even know that you touched.
Oh wow.
Because all music is trash. It don't tell a story. All music be genius. All of them, they leave off all the stuff.
That part right there. That let me see. So I did this record with this artist, and a lot of people may not be familiar with this particular artist as well, but I had a lot of fun with this particular record because he's a very musical guy as well, a musician himself, kind of by the name of Christopher Gray.
Okay, yeah, I've heard Christopher Gray. Yeah,
Chris Gray, yeah. And we did Marvin Sapp's Perfect Peace, and I heard
you did I Believe too, didn't you? Oh, you did that record.
That was Kevin Bond.
Okay. I thought you was on there. Okay.
Yeah, that was Kevin Bond.
But you did Perfect Peace.
Did Perfect Peace.
Dang.
Did the Twinkie record live in Charlotte here.
Yeah.
And most people know the Jesus Saves on that record. I'm having a brain fart right now, but
gosh.
I did the not his last record, but I produced the Bishop T.D. Jakes and Potter's House Live in Kenya record.
Oh, the Live in Kenya, the African record. I remember that record.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And, had the pleasure of working on this project. As a matter of fact, won the Grammy with this project. It was called the Oh Happy Day record. This company by the name of Vector Management, they have on their roster a host of A-list artists. They had this idea for some of their artists, to do traditional songs, gospel songs.
Yeah. And
the idea was to pair them also with either a well-known choir or group.
Yeah.
So they signed to EMI. EMI gave me a call to produce the record. And on that record, just to name a few of the artists, was Queen Latifah, Michael McDonald, Mavis Staples, Bon Jovi, a host of people on that record. And so grateful for that. And another record that won the Grammy was Hell the Headless record.
Oh, yeah. Dang, yeah. I forgot you did that.
So, I mean, God's blessed me, man.
Man, one day I'll be able to sit back and not remember all of the stuff that I worked on. that'll be a moment to sit back and somebody be talking to me and I'll be like, and they be like, yeah, you did that right. Oh yeah, I did do that. Maybe one of these days that'll be my testimony. But but even fast forwarding to like now, you know, these last 5 to 10 years, you're still working on work like you did. I Made It Out with John P. Key, right?
So I played.
You played on it. You was a part of the production.
I was a part of the production on the record.
Okay.
So he would still call me, from time to time, and I either do some organ or some key work on some of his projects.
So yeah, you've been touching John P. Key stuff from
forever. And we still have great relationships in the whole nine. So I do some of that stuff, and as of late, Lucinda Moore,
yeah,
and she's been having a pretty good run on her record. A guy by the name of Ty Curry, and B. Slade is on.
Oh yeah,
the title cut, Transition. Gosh. So and I'm doing some film work as well. So like I said, man, I'm grateful.
Y'all, want to thank you for making it to the end of this clip. We appreciate you watching this breakdown. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to check out the links right over here. If you want to take your production, mixing, or whatever to the next level, or check out some of the other products that we have, make sure you check the links down in the description and in the comment section of this video. All right, I appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.